Greetings, it is December 14th, 2011. Excuse me while I I'm using my human vacuum cleaner here to clear some grit off the surface. But I wanted to mention that I've decided to leave some sections without completely cleaning off all the grout. I did this in one section in the lower right of the second mosaic drawing, the one called Life and Death in the Ghetto, which is all wrapped here right now, but this section, the bottom, you can see through here where I left a grout on a section of tiles there. And on this work, I did a little of that in the left center, in the area around where the barbed wire line is on the drawing, which in the drawing it's kind of right below his head, and near where his armpits would be anatomically in terms of how the human body is constructed, where I've got this old can opener detritus I picked up on the beach in Haifa a few years ago, leading onto this old rowboat anchor lock. And the section below, that would be here, and above, I left a lot of grout intentionally. And I've done the same with the talit section in the center top, which is above where the man's head is. And walking around in the whole upper right, I've done the same thing, including in and around where the mosaic is. The look of it, particularly with the type of grout I bought, which is called alabaster on the package labeling, reminds me of sand. And sand has at least a couple of meanings that come to mind immediately. One is ancient Israel and Palestine in the biblical era and so on. Modern Israel and Palestine it's a very sandy country, let me tell you. There's no shortage of sand in the area. And Gaza, Israel, the West Bank, and so on. And I continued that without cleaning everything off entirely through the center right here above where the glass is that holds the barbed wire. So it's meant to give it a certain look. It also brings to mind for me, they say, we say, we come from ashes and we turn to ashes. And it also brings to mind one of my, there's a number of passages in this book which I'm very, very fond of. It's called Harry James Cargus in Conversation with Elie Wiesel. Cargus is a late Catholic teacher, and he interviewed Wiesel. The book was published by Paulist Press, a Catholic press, in 1975 in the States. And they're going to read you two short excerpts here on Wiesel on tears and on clouds, which is interesting, especially to me, since so many victims of the Nazis who were gassed were then incinerated, their bodies, and they went up in smoke out of these chimneys. Wiesel says, clouds are not really a symbol, because when I speak of tears, I really mean tears. There were so many that were not shed, they could have filled the entire universe and provoked another deluge, which is an interesting analogy there. I assume what he means by deluge is he's talking about the flood of the Hebrew scriptures in the Christian Bible as well. What they call, Christians call the Old Testament, we call Torah. Wiesel continues, clouds are symbols, especially in, and he's referring to his book called The Gates of the Forest. I see in the clouds all those Jews who left and returned. The only way for them to return was in clouds. For the first time in history, so many victims perished and had no cemeteries. Even the cemeteries were locked from them, from us. heaven became their cemetery, which is a good metaphor for me in terms of the 20 years I've been working now on the Under the Wings of God series, because I'm depicting people metaphorically, people who were murdered in real life, in clouds, in a way, in the depiction I've done in so many of the works in the Under the Wings series with wings. So he continues, heaven became their cemetery, the clouds became their cemetery. In a weird, strange way, it is symbolic too, because cemeteries are impure, and as Jews we should not dwell in cemeteries. So there you have it, something to think about, and I'll have some more footage